How are you, ladies and gentlemen? This is the new Open Table Sports podcast. Right here we have Dom, right here we have Antonio, and we're great to be back. After a couple months of not being here, we're back live with you guys. This is Dom. He's going to tell you a little about himself.
All right, guys, I'm Dom. I'm from Jackson, New Jersey, and I'm a Rangers fan in hockey, Yankees fan in baseball, Giants fan in football, and Knicks fan in basketball. For Open Table Sports, I'm your NHL, NASCAR, and tennis insider, and everything you see on Twitter from No Sports, that's coming from me.
And right here, this is Antonio. He's going to tell you guys a little bit about himself.
What's going on, guys? I'm Antonio from here, Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I am the social media admin, and I also update you guys on Twitter about NBA and NFL. I'm a Yankee fan, I'm a Knicks fan, and a Patriots fan. So it seems a little awkward, but trust me, it's all there. Don't worry about it.
Most of us have some New York background. We're all near New York, except for some of us. But yeah, we're great. This is the Open Table Sports studio here on the University of Bridgeport campus, and let's get into some stuff. As always, we start with the in-depth talk. We'll be talking about the Mariners and Mets trade. We'll be talking about the Redskins claiming Reuben Foster. What's up with the NBA Western Conference, the Kareem Hunt situation, the college football playoffs, Patrick Corbin signing with the Nationals out of nowhere, and are the Indians moving their starting pitchers? So right now we'll start off with the Mets and Mariners trade. A little bit weird. We didn't really expect to see Robinson Cano in a Mets jersey or even Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz is a really good closing pitcher. Robinson Cano, people may say that he's not that good. He had 310 at-bats this year. We all know he had steroid problem, PEDs, was suspended a little bit. He bat 303. He had 32 walks and 50 RBIs on 94 hits. He only played half the season because he was suspended. So that's actually really good numbers for only half the season. What are your guys' thoughts on that trade?
Well, I think the Mariners got a lot player-wise. I think, getting Jay Bruce, obviously he hasn't really done too much with the Mets, but I think a change in scenery for him could be really good, obviously not being in the New York spotlight anymore. And the pitching for the Mariners has been the best, so I think these new pitchers like Swarzak and Batista could be a major benefit for them.
Dunn's a good starting pitcher. He's young. He could probably move into the starting lineup in a little bit. Jay Bruce, they actually might trade away. I don't see Jay Bruce on the team for much longer. I heard he's going to be moved soon. What are your thoughts on it?
I think exactly what you said. I don't think Bruce is going to stay in Seattle for much longer. I think he's strictly a moving piece, something to get any more young talent. Batista, I like. The outfielder, Jared
Kelenic. People said he was going to be on the main roster coming up this year.
So, I guess that's good stuff for them. Dunn, like you said, I like that. And I like Swarzak. Swarzak, he's already been in the league a couple years. He's solid off the pen for them. So I think that's good for them. With losing Diaz, like someone like that, you could at least get something back. And I think it's smart to get pieces to trade away because they have no signs of winning anytime soon.
Because they want to rebuild. They want to get some young guys in there, like their trade with the Yankees giving up Paxton. It's just an odd trade because Edwin Diaz had the best year of his career last year. He was actually 0-4 in wins and losses, but he had a 1.96 ERA and 73 games played. That's a lot for a closing pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So just a weird trade. I didn't see it coming. Jay Bruce is probably getting moved. Anthony Swarzak, I would probably think he'd get moved, but they're looking to get young. That's what the Mariners want to do. They don't want to move Mitch Haniger, though. He's a great outfielder. He had a breakout year. So then we'll move into the Redskins claiming Reuben Foster. I don't like the move. I know you guys don't like it.
Yeah,
Not a fan of it. I know you had some words for it on the claim.
Definitely do not like it at all. There was even reports that the front office was split. So if your front office can't make a
set decision.
Unanimous decision about whether you want someone or not, especially Reuben Foster, like, come on. I don't think you should bring that guy in to be with your team. You just lost your starting quarterback. Like, you guys are going downhill.
Redskins lost their whole starting offensive line, starting running back, first and second string quarterbacks. They lost people on defense. They lost receivers. Then they pick up Adrian Peterson. Look at the pickups they've made this year. Adrian Peterson, Reuben Foster. I mean, talk about a 1-2 punch.
Hey, Adrian Peterson is not good.
Talk about a 1-2 punch in DC. Teams were not happy. The Redskins were actually the only team to put a waiver claim in on Reuben Foster. Teams were not happy with the pickup. It's just crazy. Transitioning into another thing that we can go into that relates to this is the Kareem Hunt situation. Will he be back in the league? I mean,
I can't see it. It'd be very difficult, even with his, what he's done in the NFL. It's going to be very hard for a team to overlook what he's done, overlook the whole situation. And I mean, he only got released because he lied to the front office about it. I mean,
also because he did it in the first place too. Doing it and lying about it, that's just not good right
because
there.
Maybe he gets suspended, maybe like the 4 games or
no. They said the minimum was 6, and now they're moving it up to a full year suspension because they're investigating 2 other incidents, one in June and one in January. 2 different, both at nightclubs. There was a video actually of him punching another guy at a bar. I don't know. It doesn't look too bright.
Yeah, no, I can't see him getting on an NFL roster. I look at Ray Rice; he's nowhere to be found anymore. And now Kareem Hunt's off Madden. So there's only been 3 players ever. He's the 3rd player ever to get removed off a Madden game. So
who is it? Ray Rice, Kareem Hunt. Who's the other one?
Not too sure.
Who was it? LJ.
It was Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez. Yeah.
Aaron
Look at
Hernandez.
LJ here, our producer behind the glass, right there.
Yeah, I don't like anything that had to do with this Kareem Hunt situation. We put out the video early, and to think that he would lie about it, like there wasn't cameras in the hotel, I don't understand why he would even do that. And to think there was more incidents that weren't brought up before, and to them all come back now, it doesn't make sense. Like I don't know if the kid's ever gonna get a job again in the NFL. I personally think he shouldn't, but I mean look at the Redskins getting Reuben Foster. I mean, we never know anymore.
When I look at Reuben Foster, what has Reuben Foster really done in the NFL to even get a spot after doing something like that? If anything, Kareem Hunt's done a lot more than Reuben Foster.
If you think about it, who do you think picks up Kareem Hunt? What's a team of need?
I mean, there's not too many teams now that really need a running back that bad to they'll go to that extent to pick up someone like Kareem Hunt. And Kareem Hunt can't even play. So you're not going to pick him up now. You can't even play.
I think about teams like the Steelers. No Le'Veon Bell. James Conner goes down. And now
But his injury's not too bad.
He'll only be out this week, but still.
I mean, to lose Le'Veon Bell, and I definitely think he's not going to resign with them.
Of course not.
So, I mean, they've had some other guys in the past. I mean, look at the coach. The coach lets them run rampant in the locker room. I mean, who's to say they won't sign Kareem Hunt?
But I think that's a little different than off the field with kind of violence like that.
If you're thinking about a team with nothing to lose, you have to kind of go with the Jets.
Yeah.
Sitting at 3-9 right now. Nothing really to go for. They're 0-4 in their division, 2-7 in the conference. They've lost 6 straight. Jets have nothing to lose. Rookie quarterback coming in. He's got 14 interceptions. LJ over here, he's a Jets fan. He doesn't know what to do. He's almost in tears right now. So, I mean, if you want to get, technical teams who have nothing to lose, maybe you see Philadelphia. They're having another down season. They're in a little bit of a hangover from the Super Bowl.
JJ's hurt.
JJ, I don't like him.
They let go of LeGarrette.
They don't really have anyone. They got some injuries at running back.
Got no one at corner.
So it's just a lot going on. Reuben Foster, going back to that.
Mhm.
If he plays this year, do you think he has an impact?
No, not at all.
Not enough for the Redskins. That offense is going to bring themselves so far down. I've already written them off of the division because I can't see them even winning another game, making the playoffs. I see them going 6-10 now.
6-10. Obviously, the injuries. You have Mark Sanchez now. LJ, he was very fond with Mark Sanchez, with the butt fumble and all that stuff. He made the playoffs with him a couple times.
Good times.
But a lot of injuries are not going to help the Redskins. I think they fall off. Right now, you have Dallas sitting at 7-5, the Eagles sitting at 6-6, and Washington at 6-6. Giants could win the division, but if Dallas wins one more game,
It's over.
it's over for them for any playoff contention. So Giants need some luck and then some.
Yeah.
So right now, I'd put a couple bucks on the Giants so you could win some big money just in case.
Saw a stat, 0.1% chance for the Giants to win the division.
Who do you think's winning that division?
Oh, it's Dallas. Jerry Jones. And I think one of the most underrated trades this year was Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's been a stud for them. He's been their go-to receiver, and he's proven. I don't want to say proven, but he showed he was worth what they gave up, a first-round pick. The guy's already proven in the league. He's played with Derek Carr, who was a great quarterback, in my opinion, before the leg injury. And then to go to Dak, who's not really great of a thrower. He's more of a playmaker. And to see him do the stuff that he was doing, Thanksgiving was amazing. He balled out. But, yeah, it's definitely going to Dallas. Jerry Jones has that one in the bag.
Mm-hmm. And if you're looking at Dallas' remaining schedule, they're at home against the Eagles, at the Colts, home against the Buccaneers, and at the Giants. I think they're going to beat Philadelphia. Earlier this year, they beat them 27-20. And at the Colts are actually a shocking team. In our power rankings earlier in the year, we had them sitting, I think, dead last. But they've really proven. Andrew Luck, who thought he'd have this many touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Who thought he'd be this good coming back from injury, being out over a year? Colts are one of the shocking teams of the year. Buccaneers, on the other hand, everyone thought they'd be a little bit more promising, but not so much. And then they have the Giants, which we all know about the Giants. Not that great this year. They've actually had some close losses. We were talking about that the other day in our meeting. Giants are not looking so pretty this year, but I don't get why they're winning games.
Yeah. Well,
it makes no sense.
I mean,
just tank at this point.
I feel like until I've heard that, till Eli's going to be in until they're mathematically eliminated, then they might check out Lauletta. I don't think Lauleta's the future quarterback of that team. I still think Eli's got another year in him. I think if they get, if the chips fall right, you pick up your quarterback this draft in the first round, then you let him learn behind Eli for a year, give Eli the proper send-off. And then with that team, I just can't – as an NFL organization, I don't think you can tank if you know you can win football games. If you know you can win football games, go win the football games. Go prove that there's still something to prove.
And all those close losses, if say they had two more of those, they'd be sitting at 6-6 in a prime position for the playoffs. But everyone knows the NFC is a gauntlet. We'll be getting into that later, a little bit with our viewer mail and a little bit with our rundown, as we always do. Right now, we're going to move into the NBA, something we haven't talked about. We've been on football so far. What's up with the Western Conference in the NBA? Rockets doing terrible. They're sitting at 11-13. Warriors not up to par, and the Clippers and Nuggets running the show. Who thought that would happen? I know you didn't.
No, not at all. I actually thought that Melo was probably a great pickup for them. One of his best friends in the league is Chris Paul. He's excelled when he's had a good point guard running the floor for him. The last good year we had as a Knicks organization was with Carmelo Anthony. That stacked team we had, Iman Shumpert, JR, and we also had Jason Kidd running the point. Jason Kidd's a vet. He knows what to do with the ball. 107 career triple doubles. Like, the guy knows what he's doing. Proven winner. He's taken New Jersey to the finals twice. And that team was not as good. He had AI in Denver. They did really well. And I thought going with Chris Paul, one of the purest point guards in the league still, I thought it would be a great pickup for them, and it definitely wasn't. And it didn't work out. He did leave, and they're still struggling. I don't have any idea what to say about them picking up Melo and dropping him within like 3 weeks.
The Rockets I thought they'd be better, but I thought they needed just one or two more moves, another bench piece, another great starter. Getting rid of Trevor Ariza is not that great of an idea. With the Suns sitting at 4-21 right now, I know Suns aren't very happy with where they are. They have a lot of young pieces, I'll say that. They did make some changes, taking Ayton out of the starting five. I don't know about that. What do you think about the Western Conference?
Well, you look at the Warriors, 17-9. This is a team a couple years ago. I mean, 9 losses in the first 26 games. Who would have even expected that? Even with their offseason, you thought the Warriors improved. And that's even hard to say. Like, how could this team get better? And on paper, they look better. But right now, it's just looking off. Some of these losses are not even close.
A big thing is their injuries. Draymond's been out a little bit. Curry's been out a little bit. It's really been Durant stepping up and running the show here, which we didn't really see him do last year because obviously you have 4 All-Stars, and you got to think the wild card coming in. Who is it? DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him yet. We haven't seen them at full force yet. So that's the reason why I'm not watching NBA this year. That's why I got, these guys running the show for NBA for me. Because I'm not watching because of the Warriors. They signed DeMarcus Cousins to a 1-year, $5.4 million deal. Who does that?
That's such a
$5.4 million
low offer, and he still took it.
It's a cheapskate route. You played with possibly the best big man in the league in Anthony Davis, and you guys build some camaraderie. You obviously go down with the injury. AD wears your jersey at the NBA All-Star game. I don't know any other sign of respect instead of wearing someone else's jersey on your team that's injured. You guys ball out. You guys go through the first round and then lose in the second round. They had promising things coming, and then he ups and leaves for what, a quick ring to then go get money somewhere else. I don't agree with it.
If DeMarcus Cousins does leave the Warriors, obviously he didn't sign a 2-year deal with an option or a 3-year deal with an option. Yeah. Where do you think he goes after this year? Do you think he stays, resigns? What's a possible landing spot for him?
Honestly, if he does well enough when he's at full force, I think the Warriors may give him money, but I don't know if they'll have the money to give him. Other than that, I really don't know where he could really go. It's kind of up in the air for Cousins.
Yeah, I have no landing spots yet. I definitely know he'll go wherever the money is or a quick ring if Golden State starts to disassemble at the end of this year. We don't know if KD is going to resign. Boogie's obviously
actually, as we're talking about it, DeMarcus Cousins will practice with the Warriors G League team at some point soon. So probably within the next week, he'll be practicing with them. See how this happens? Yeah. As we're talking about it, look at the timing of that, ladies and gentlemen. We are just on the ball here. If I had to give a team that's a wild card, I would pick Toronto. Get rid of Valanciunas, trade him maybe for a top shooter. Maybe you get Kyle Korver. I don't know if Kyle Korver's a free agent. I don't know about his contract situation. But I would say Toronto, keep Lowry, keep Leonard, trade Valanciunas for, a good shooting piece. Maybe you get JJ Redick. Couple good pieces you could have there in Toronto. Possible starting 5. You could have Lowry, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, maybe Serge Ibaka. I totally forgot about him. And then you have DeMarcus Cousins to win the East with that.
It's a powerhouse. They're already leading the league in wins, and they don't have DeMarcus.
Yeah.
5 losses for them. That East is surprisingly better than I thought. But you got to talk about the Celtics a little bit. Celtics are not up to par either. They're on a little bit of a winning streak. Yeah. So I'll give them that. But
that was following a losing streak. I know they were looking like a down spiral. Honestly, people were writing them off already early in the season. They thought they were going to go completely down, kind of like Houston is right now. But they've kind of regained it with their winning streak now. So I wouldn't be too worried if I was a Boston Celtic fan.
But the funny thing is, what were all the Celtics fans saying before the season? Wait till we get Hayward back. Hayward and Irving. We're going to be all big. And then they go 10-10 the first 20 games. So that shows that even before look at the Warriors. 2 top teams, they thought it would be Celtics and Warriors. They thought they would run the show being full force for this year, both improving, getting bench pieces, getting their full starting 5 back, getting DeMarcus Cousins. Both teams haven't been doing good.
Yeah.
So that shows for all you fans out there who say before the season at full force, we're going to be the best team. You got to slow down on that.
It takes a while to get the full force.
It's just like that in every sport, though. You look at the NFL. Who expected the Chiefs to be on top in the AFC? Well, I don't know about.
And that's another thing. They're not full force either. Having Sammy Watkins out, signing Kelvin Benjamin, Eric Berry has been out for basically the whole season. They're not full force yet, but they do have. They lost Kareem Hunt, as we just talked about, losing Sammy Watkins for the next 4 to 6 weeks. There's a lot going on with that team that raises a lot of questions, but we'll see what happens next year. Do you think Mahomes is proven right now? Do you think he's a proven quarterback, or he's, just having he's actually not a rookie, but having a good, season?
Not technically a rookie, and I don't say he's proven. I say it's the perfect storm. You get Andy Reid, a crafty playmaker.
On offense.
Yep, right? And then you figure the stars they had before already. Kareem Hunt, obviously gone now. but he was proven last year. Sammy Watkins, another great wide receiver to throw to. You have the best tight end in football right now in Travis Kelce. And then it doesn't make any sense why it wouldn't work. You have Tyreek Hill, possibly the fastest player in the NFL.
Now they got the fastest and the slowest.
Yeah.
Kelvin Benjamin and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And then you have Travis Kelce. But the thing is, this offense is so dynamic, but now without Hunt, it's really going to test them to see, what happens without Kareem Hunt, because he was their go-to. Because if they stacked against Kelce and Hill, just give it to Hunt on the other side, and he's gone for 20 yards. So now without Hunt, you have Spencer Ware. Pick him up in fantasy. It's just a dynamic offense. It was a perfect storm, but now without Hunt, they will be tested. That's why our game to see this weekend for the NFL is Ravens and Chiefs. I'm sure we can all attest to that because this is going to be the first game that they'll be proven against a 6-6 team, and the Ravens are on the hunt for the playoffs. So that's our game to watch for the NFL this week. And now we'll move into football, but college football.
Mm-hmm.
So our college football playoffs, we have Alabama at 1, Clemson at 2, Notre Dame at 3, and Oklahoma at 4. What are your thoughts on those 4?
All right, so we got Alabama and Oklahoma playing each other. For me, this one's not even close. I think Alabama is just too strong for them, especially with Oklahoma's defense is just god-awful.
I don't know about that because Oklahoma's offense with Kyler Murray, I think they could beat Alabama. I don't like Alabama. I'll put that out there. You've heard me say it on the podcast before. I don't like Alabama. I'll give it to you straight. I'm a Longhorns fan, but I don't like Alabama. So Oklahoma, their offense is so good, but Alabama's defense is so good. So it's going to be, it's going to be a good game, I think. You think it gets above the 50s?
Yeah, it's going to be a high-scoring game, definitely. I think. Well, Alabama comes in. They open at 14-point favorites. I think they cover that. No problem. I really think Tua. You give him a couple weeks here. I think Tua heals up, and if it is Tua, then Tua is going to go off.
How many points do you think Alabama wins by? Let's just stand by for this one.
I say 21, 24 points.
Turn his mic off. So, how many points do you think Alabama or Oklahoma wins by?
21 points?
Or 24?
3-possession game. 3 scores.
They're the best 4 teams in college. They're not going to lose by 24 points.
It's happened before.
This is true, but, I mean.
It's Oklahoma.
Kyler Murray just won AP Player of the Year.
I don't think he should get Heisman, though.
Who do you think gets Heisman?
Tua. Tua has thrown 3 passes in the fourth quarter, and his stats basically mirror Kyler Murray's. Imagine Tua playing all 4 quarters of every game. His stats would be way above Kyler Murray's.
Yeah, but the thing is, he gets a lot of help from his offense. Tua. I mean, Oklahoma, they're not really known for, being a very dynamic team. I'm shocked Oklahoma's in it. I don't like Oklahoma either because I'm a Longhorns fan, and the Red River rivalry with Oklahoma, I don't like them. So I'm rooting for Notre Dame or Clemson.
I think Clemson comes out on top. I think they do.
Really?
Yeah. I think they take on Notre Dame. I think they come out with a dub. Whether they squeeze by or they blow them out. Either way, it's a win for them, and they just got to focus on Alabama. And I think they can do it. I love the head coach. What's his first name again?
For which one?
For Clemson.
Clemson? Oh. What was it?
Dabo Swinney.
Dabo Swinney.
Yeah.
We got Matt over here. He's coming in later to talk some halftime viewer mail and some rundown, helping us out here. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good playoffs. I just don't want Alabama or Oklahoma to win it. I don't like either team. So Clemson and Notre Dame. All right, here we go. Picks. What do we got?
So Alabama, Oklahoma. Obviously, I got Alabama.
Yeah, he's got Alabama.
And then Clemson, Notre Dame. I got Clemson. I think it's going to be another Alabama-Clemson college football final.
Was it the Cavs and Warriors?
Yeah.
Round 3.
Basically, but no one's stopping Alabama. Alabama's going to win the national championship this year. This is honestly the most dominant Alabama team we've seen in recent years. Like last few years, they've been beatable. They should have lost to Georgia in the final last year, but this year
they should have.
But this
These
year,
Atlanta teams.
yeah, with they could have lost last week, but what a performance by Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts came in and saved that game for Alabama.
Just the reverse of last year with Jalen Hurts getting hurt and then Tua coming in.
I mean, Alabama would have been in the college football playoff either way if they would have lost. But
I hate people saying that they'll be out of it for if they lost. What are you kidding me?
Georgia's 5.
Yeah, I know.
And they lost, and they were 4. So Alabama would have slipped to maybe 3 or 4.
Georgia should be in instead of Oklahoma. They gave Alabama a good test.
I don't think so, though, because Georgia, over the whole season, they haven't really been as good. And that loss to LSU, you can't lose. You can't lose like that. So if they would have just beaten LSU earlier in the year, yeah, they would be in right now.
Yeah. What's your pick? What was your pick for the college football playoffs?
So I do see Alabama winning. I don't think it's 24 points. I do think they win by a field goal. I'm calling 53-50. I think they do touch the 50s. I think it's going to be an amazing offensive game. I think Kyler Murray is going to go crazy, but I also think Kyler Murray can't be the entire Alabama team. So I give them that, and then it's a repeat for me. I see Clemson taking on Notre Dame and exposing them in some ways, and then going on to face Alabama, and then I have Clemson winning it all.
Let's get some picks around the studio here. Who do you got, LJ?
I don't really watch college football.
You watch college football?
No.
Give us a pick out of the 4. Who do you got?
In the finals, I got Alabama.
Alabama.
Notre Dame.
No, Alabama. Notre Dame.
Okay.
That's why he's the producer.
That's why he's the producer.
I just don't watch college football that much. I used to watch
I
it.
actually have Alabama and Notre Dame too. I think Notre Dame's a dark horse to win it. Obviously, I think they're more motivated, but I think Notre Dame is going to play Alabama in the final. Who do you got?
Oklahoma all day.
Oklahoma.
Defense sucks, but offense, baby.
Kyler Murray's legs are going to run them into the championship. So we're going to move into baseball, which we talked about to begin the show. We'll be talking about Patrick Corbin signing a 6-year, $140 million contract for the Nationals. Now, guys, you guys know I'm a statistical sports analyst for ESPN and NBC Sports, so I'm all into the stats. The contract does not equal the stats here, ladies and gentlemen. 3.91 ERA for his career, 56-54 record, and 1.28 WHIP. If you saw those stats, but you didn't give the name of the player, what do you think the contract should be for that player? As a left-handed pitcher, we don't see too many of those in the MLB.
And at that age, at 28, I'm giving you maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe like 50, 60 million.
See, yeah, because it's just he had a really good year. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to say anything. He had a good year. That's it. He had one good year. That's it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play in a good division either.
And you're paying him through age 34 here with that. I don't like that. That's a little too much.
He's like on the back end of his prime. Like not like right in the middle, not like way back in the end, but he's starting to get on that back end and it's just not there. What do you think of the contract?
Terrible. If your favorite childhood team offers you a contract for 1 year less than what you were asking for, which 6 years is ridiculous for him. You're 28 years old, bro.
Well, the Yankees offered him 5 years, $100 million.
Yeah, 5 years. It's 1 year less than what you wanted. It's your favorite team growing up. And you say no?
To go with the Nationals. And who do the Nationals have? No bullpen. Yeah, they have Bear Claw, not good. They have who's the other guy we were talking about? Doolittle. He had a good year. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. And they signed Rosenthal. He's a good pitcher, but you can't rest your arm on 3 guys for the whole year on the bullpen. You can't do that. Injuries. If one of them doesn't do well or gets injured, you're basically relying on 2 bullpen guys, and you have 3 good starting pitchers: Strasburg, Scherzer, and now Corbin.
Yeah.
Who are the other 2 starting pitchers? Tanner Rourke.
Don't like him.
Joe Ross.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Honestly, who is it? I've never heard of him. I know Tanner Roark, but I don't know who Joe Ross is.
But they're going to be just like the Mets. I was arguing with someone last night on Instagram. They're just like the Mets. Built on starting pitching, no bullpen. Mets are trying to change that, though, getting Edwin Diaz. LJ's liking that one over there. So
We bought me a jersey already.
but the Nationals, they're not winning. The Braves are winning that division, I think. They got to make a couple more moves. I think they have to get another bullpen guy. Craig Kimbrell, which I bet we'll be talking about Craig Kimbrell signing with the Braves next Friday on our podcast. I think that's coming. They're going to need their infield set. Infield is set for the Nines.
Stop.
Yeah.
Now that they got Donaldson, they got Freeman, they got Albies he's infield, right? Or no, Acuna's outfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Albies.
Yeah, Albies infield, and then they got Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that infield sound. Now they just signed McCann for catcher and Tyler Flowers. I'm telling you, that infield set. They should make some outfield moves, maybe re-sign Markakis. But
Definitely.
I'm telling you, they should. You know what? They should sign Harper.
If they do,
If they do, that would be a smart decision.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap for anybody in the National League.
You know what? They should sign. They need a right-handed pitcher, another right-handed pitcher in that rotation. What right-handed pitcher do you think they should go after? Charlie Morton.
Charlie Moore is good.
I like
Sign Charlie
Charlie,
Morton,
yeah.
Craig Kimbrell, and Bryce Harper. I'm going to say right now, if they get those 3 signings, they win the World Series.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm a Brewers fan, but I don't know. We got to make more moves than that
Yeah.
to beat them. But that's a nice team. The key to that team is being young.
Yeah.
Being young is going to help them so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Braves. I like them as a team. I like them as an organization.
Yeah. They've always been the guys that let their kids play. Let them go out there and let them have fun.
Yankees are starting to do that more now too.
Yeah.
Letting the young guys play. They always just say
Yep.
veteran.
Yep.
Now they're starting to pull back from that, be more oriented on the pitching. Now it used to just be, hitting all day. Now
Yeah.
they're starting to get more pitchers, get into that more. But
That's kind of the problem last year. Focused too much on the bats and kind of the
Not
starting
really.
pitching down the line kind of fell apart.
we tried to getting Gray, getting Lynn, getting those pitchers didn't work. But moving back into starting pitchers and the Yankees and who's talking with what is the Indians. Do you guys think the Indians are going to move their starting pitchers, either Bauer or Kluber?
I've heard a lot about Bauer and the Yankees, so there's been a lot of talk with the Yankees though with a lot of players, and it seems like
Nothing's really
nothing
happening.
happens. The trigger is never pulled. So, I mean, I hear all these reports, but I'm not a believer of things until it actually happens as a Yankees fan. I can't see. I don't believe it until it actually happens. So,
And I was talking. I have a source. He works in the Indians organization. He told me that watch out for the Mets and the Dodgers to make a move for Kluber. They're very interested in Kluber. Both teams, not Bauer. Mets and Dodgers are interested in Kluber. Now, Kershaw and Kluber as a 2-headed monster in the starting pitching.
3-headed. What about Walker Buehler? You don't like Walker?
I'm not a full fan of him, but I like him. I like him, but I think he has to prove himself more.
I like the kid. I feel like last year he did well going into Game 7 against the Braves.
Wait, did he pitch? Who pitched Game 7 against the Brewers? LJ's going to get on that right now.
It was Buehler too, right?
That's what I thought. I mean, as a Brewers fan, that one crushed. We should have won that series. I'm sure everyone in the studio can attest
Yep.
to that.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
sure, I'm sure everyone in the studio didn't want the Dodgers back in it.
No.
That's my National League team, but I still rooted for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's
I mean,
homegrown. Like those guys play to play.
I only rooted for Milwaukee because I like Yelich.
Yelich for MVP,
Yelich is the
baby.
man.
I mean,
When
either
Yelich, I was like,
Yelich and Baker, we'd love to have you on the show when we get there. Don't worry.
too bad though. I mean, no one was touching the Red Sox. I really don't. I mean, they're lucky that thing went 5. I mean, I predicted a sweep, and it should have been a sweep if it wasn't for Ian Kinsler. But I mean,
I think they got lucky beating the Yankees in Game 1. I swear.
as a Yankees fan, they got beat. The Yankees got beat by just a better Red Sox team this year. That's just how it goes sometimes.
But the Mets and Dodgers, if they get Kluber, either one of them, well, they both can't get Kluber because they can get half and half.
Yeah.
So, but if one of them gets Kluber, do you think the Mets can contest for that top spot in the NL East?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's going to take a couple more years.
You think the Dodgers repeat as winners?
No.
I think they make it back to the NLCS.
I could say that. I could go with that.
It depends on who they play. That's it. Really, I think they can make it back to the NLCS. I don't see anyone in their division testing them this year.
Mm-hmm. Diamondbacks getting rid of people. Greinke's on the move. They're trying to trade a bunch of other people.
See, the thing is, I could go with the Mets taking the top spot because they have some pieces that just need to work out. They have them in place. Cespedes is going to come back. They lose Bruce. Okay, we understand that. But there's other pieces that can just work out for them. Syndergaard stays healthy. Matt stays healthy, right?
Mhm.
And he throw Kluber in there with DeGrom, who just won the Cy Young best year of his freaking career. I think that alone is great. And then they go out there and make moves. There's talks about them getting Real Muto.
Yeah.
The kid's a stud.
Mhm.
He wasn't really on the radar until this year.
Yeah.
I feel like if they just have some certain things go their way finally, then I think they get that top spot. Because we were talking about the Braves don't have really much any good starting pitching besides Mike
Fulte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Full. What's that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Where do you think Bauer could go? We were just talking about Kluber a lot. Where do you think Bauer could go?
Well, the Yankees is a destination. I mean,
If we can get Gray and a deal to send over to the Indians,
Yeah.
oh my God,
that'd be perfect.
I'd sign it right now.
Yeah.
I'd sign it with both hands.
I'll go in that trade.
Yeah.
I'll go in that trade. Bauer to the Yankees seems like a very,
Suiting fit.
suiting fit.
Yeah.
Kluber, I hope Kluber might come to the Brewers. People who, who've listened to the podcast before know I'm a Yankees and Brewers fan. Brewers are my National League team. Yankees are my AL. So I talk like a fan for both teams. That's how I am. But
I have a sleeper for Bauer. I think the guy goes to Chicago to play with the Cubbies.
the Cubs. All right.
Yeah.
Who do they have to give up? Ooh, Rizzo. Give up Rizzo? Because we were told earlier today that the Indians are trying to move Edwin Encarnacion. So maybe they could swap Encarnacion and Rizzo, throw in Bauer for that.
I think that work out for them.
But then you have Lester, Yu Darvish, Trevor Bauer. Who else do they have in their starting lineup? Chatwood.
And the kid from that was from the other Chicago team. I can't remember his name. He's a lefty. Jose Quintana.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right. Quintana.
Because last year
I don't like the Cubs. I don't like the Cubs. I'm done talking about the Cubs. But that's hopefully the Yankees could land one because we missed out on Corbin, missed out on Evaldi. Evaldi got overpaid.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
for sure. They overpaid so he wouldn't come back to the Yankees. Let's get that
Yeah.
clear, Red Sox fans.
4 years, $68 million.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Let me get these stats out. They're nuts. 4.16 ERA for in his career. 1.35 WHIP in his career. His record is 44-53. Let's play this other game. If you looked at those stats, what contract would you give him, Antonio?
Does he get a contract?
He gets a contract. Say you own the Bluefish. They used to play over here in Bridgeport. Everyone knows we're here at the studio at the University of Bridgeport campus. Say you own the Bluefish and you need to give him. Say you had all the money in the world. What would you give him?
I give him 4 years, $800,000. He doesn't touch $1 million. The guy has a losing record and he's not that good.
The thing is, I don't look at record that much for pitchers because
say DeGrom.
look at DeGrom. That's a prime
Okay,
example.
yeah. I give you that one.
That's probably the last thing to look at. First thing to look at is ERA, WHIP, and then Ks per nine. You got to be able to strike guys out, and you also have to be able to get pop outs and ground outs. Got to get guys out. That's the major thing. But if I looked at these stats, man, I don't even know. I'd probably give him 2 years with an option for about like $20 million.
That's what I was thinking too for 20. Yeah.
That's what I would give him.
You guys are really generous.
Yeah. So that's it for our in-depth talk today. Antonio will be leaving us for now, and Matt's going to be joining us. The other Matt, I'm Matt D. He's Matt A. We'll be making a switch as we move into the halftime viewer mail. This is a new spot in our show that we like to do. Get some feedback from our viewers and listeners. I'll introduce Matt right
About
here.
time.
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, guys? A little bit about myself. I play baseball here at the University of Bridgeport. Let's get to sports. I'm a Celtic fan. Don't talk to me about the start of the season, 14-10. Not even close to where we should be. I'm a Celtic fan. Did I just say that?
Yeah, you said it.
My mind
It's the first new episode.
My mind tends to go sometimes, so just bear with me, everyone. I'm a Steeler fan. Don't talk to me about Le'Veon Bell. Don't talk to me about the last 2 games for Pittsburgh. Don't talk to me about Roethlisberger throwing picks. And last but not least, I'm a Red Sox fan, so you can talk to me about that, though. So I'll enjoy that. That's it.
Okay, so we're going to go into our halftime viewer mail. As always, you can send us. We'll have open discussions we'll send out tweets, different things on our Instagram story. Make sure you guys follow us. It's just Open Table Sports. Simple. No underscores, no slashes under, top, down, whatever it may be. It's just Open Table Sports. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We got the YouTube rolling. We're gonna have merchandise rolling out. If you're listening right now, you're the first to know. We'll have some merchandise. We're going today later. We'll be having another meeting tonight. We have weekly meetings, so we're on top of everything. We'll get into that halftime viewer mail. So possible choices for the new Packers head coach. This is from my friend JJ in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So Matt, who do you think we're getting for the Packers head coach?
Packers head coach Mike McCarthy out. How do you not win with Aaron Rodgers? How do you not get along with Aaron Rodgers? Possibly the best quarterback of all time. It's arguable if you want to go by stats, rings, whatever you go by. It's all personal preference, to be honest with you. Candidates for Packers head coach. I heard Josh McDaniels is one, but let me tell you something about Josh McDaniels. Does anybody remember when he was with the Broncos, 6-0 start, then to 6-6? Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't understand how he's still talked about as head coach just because he's with Tom Brady right now. He looks amazing because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the system he's in. It's not him that makes the Patriots offense dynamic. It's Tom Brady and all the weapons he has around him. And Belichick is the base of that system, that organization, and that franchise, along with Brady. But Josh McDaniels, he just gets talked about too much. He doesn't deserve the praise he gets. If anybody had Tom Brady as the quarterback, they would be talked about as one of the best coaches.
I mean, some people have said Tom Brady's the system quarterback. I mean, without like Belichick, there's no Brady.
I do agree with that.
Josh McDaniels, I think there's a reason why he hasn't moved back to a head coaching position because he's had opportunities to leave and go.
You know why he hasn't left? Because he knows he's successful with Brady and he won't be successful on his own as a head coach.
Because I know even like he was in the mentionings for like the new Giants head coach this past offseason and he didn't pull the trigger. So I'm sure the Giants are taking him.
He's scared of that New York market.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of pressure to
A lot of
play
people are scared of it. Look at Sonny Gray. He can't take New York. Not a lot of people can. But NFL told Chiefs not to investigate the Kareem Hunt incident. A little off topic, but just a little something.
Yeah, we get breaking news all the time.
Yeah.
I shout it out.
So my picks are Urban Meyer and maybe Jim Harbaugh. We were told that Jim Harbaugh wants to leave Michigan and he wants to go to either the Browns or the Packers as viable head coaching positions.
You know another one?
I mean,
Lincoln Riley's been talked about too.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley.
And he's only in his second year as a home head coach. Yeah, he did well, but he had Mayfield and he had Murray. You know, I mean, let's see if he can do it with an average quarterback, an average team.
Well, we heard that Bruce Arians, he will not take the Packers position, but he's interested in the Browns position. He said that's the only team he'll coach for to come back.
Really?
Yeah.
You know why? I think because he's always been the coach with the mindset that he wants to go somewhere and build it up. He's not going to go somewhere that's already successful.
You know what's weird? No one's talking about this, and I'm going to name this the dark horse candidate for the Packers, Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
That's tough because I don't know who knows this, but he resides in Mississippi. He's a head coach of a high school there, and he loves that job. So he just loves working with kids. So I don't know if he's one to come coaching the NFL. I think he's done.
As I said, dark horse. You never know. Maybe they offer him a John Gruden deal. Who knows?
We see crazy
I wouldn't
things
turn that
happen.
down. I mean, look at Gruden. Never saw somebody get so much money in
10 years, $100 million, and they're what, 10-2 or 2-10?
10-2, that'd be a good signing.
2-10.
Well, I think their philosophy is to have a team built out of the gate for when they go to Vegas. I think that's their mindset.
I can see that.
Same thing.
Yeah, but you still got to have some, like.
I mean, yes, it sucks for the
Oakland fans.
The Oakland fans. It really sucks, and this has been a debate. Like, do you stick with that team as an Oakland fan? Do you stick with them, or when they move to Vegas, do you switch teams?
You know what also sucks is the fact that Oakland 2 years ago, Derek Carr was having an MVP type of year.
Oh yeah.
They end up going 12-4 only because the last couple games Cook had to start because everyone knows Derek Carr in a pointless game. We don't know why he was even playing, broke his leg. And honestly, that year, they were my favorites to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a Raiders team look so good. Like the Raiders come out of nowhere, like with Jack Del Rio as head coach. Nothing special there.
They look like a Super Bowl caliber team. But speaking of Super Bowl caliber teams, we have another viewer mail question. Are the Cowboys a Super Bowl caliber team? This is from Tyler from Monroe, New Jersey. What do you think about that?
The Cowboys, No, I think they can win the division, go into the playoffs, and maybe squeak out a win at home in the wild card round. But if they have to go to New Orleans or Los Angeles, they're gone. I can't see them marching into New Orleans or Los Angeles and knocking off one of those
They
teams.
beat the Saints
But that
in
was
New
at home.
Orleans. I mean,
Yeah, Saints are due for a loss. They were on tanking.
I think the Saints just had an off game. I think you go into
It
New
happens.
Orleans and it's a different atmosphere.
In
In the
playoffs,
playoffs,
especially.
yeah, no,
Against Drew Brees, not being Drew Brees in New Orleans in the playoffs.
no, they couldn't.
I'm sorry.
I don't think Dak Prescott's good enough for that. I thought
No, it's gonna.
Dak Prescott's not a good quarterback in my opinion. I think he's just a game manager.
Cowboys want to win. They need to run
They
the ball.
need-
And you're not going to
yeah.
win games just running the ball.
I-
You need to
no.
make that big throw.
I think what Dak Prescott needs is a viable tight end to just dump off to, like a Rob Gronkowski, a Travis Kelce, an Antonio Gates from like 5 years ago.
Jason
but
Witt
he-
retiring really hurt.
Jason
him.
Witt retiring hurt
Yeah.
him. I'll say that he needs a tight end to dump off to. He doesn't have anybody to just say, "Hey, throw it up and get it." Now he has Cooper, which is helping him,
Mhm.
but he needs a tight end, big body. Just give it to him downfield. He doesn't have one of those, and he hasn't had one of those ever.
Des Bryant, I guess you could say, was his last best target.
But
You know,
they do need a tight end.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
who's the tight end? I don't even know who the tight end is.
It was Swain, but he broke his arm.
Yeah.
But I don't even know who they have now.
Yeah, it's probably on their.
It's-
They're probably on their 8th string now.
Terrible. And their offensive line, you have to remember, it's not doing that good
It's
this
not as
year.
good as it was.
No.
They used to have the best offensive
Best
line in
offensive
football.
line was the year DeMarco Murray had his career.
Yeah.
So another viewer mail question. What is the closest team to the Warriors at being a sports dynasty? This is from Dan from Cottonwood Heights, Utah. We're getting viewer mail from everywhere. Utah, New Jersey, Wisconsin. We usually try to put like 3 to 5 questions in there. We got some from Florida. We got some from Georgia, North Carolina. These are the ones we put in. So make sure you send in them quick because we take the top ones and the ones that come in first. So what is the closest team to the Warriors at being a dynasty in sports?
I got to go with the Rams.
The
in the
Rams.
NFL.
Oh, so any sport. All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's the Rams because they've got so much young talent now. It's unbelievable. I mean, you got Gurley. I mean, best running back in the NFL. Jared Goff, he's on the rise. I mean, he's in MVP considerations, which I don't think he gets it this year, but I would not be surprised.
Next year he will.
Next year, a couple years down the line, he gets MVP. I
That's
wouldn't be
another team that
surprised.
needs a tight end. They have Higbee, which he's on the rise,
Mhm.
but I think next year is the Rams' year. I think they're not ready this year. Injuries are killing them.
I don't think they can beat the Saints.
I don't think either.
I think the Saints are definitely the favorites through the NFC.
We got some questions on here. What did they say, LJ?
They asked, how much better will USC be next season with their new offensive coach?
The offense, they're going to be an offensive monster.
Well,
They're
that
going to be throwing for like 400 yards a game.
the only see the
What's the name of the person who asked the question?
That's Dan.
Dan Montague.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think USC. They went 5-7 this year. Not even bowl eligible. They can definitely go up on offense. The only problem with that is their defense is still awful. They
Yeah,
can't
also-
stop a nosebleed. I mean, that's the only problem. They could be like in Oklahoma, maybe.
But
and
at,
win all
at the
these
same
shootouts.
time, I was going to say Oklahoma's got the worst defense clearly out of the four teams
Yeah.
left,
Mhm.
and they're making noise.
Yeah.
I think next year it all depends on how well JT Daniels matures because this year
Yeah.
he's throwing the ball around too much through picks,
Yeah.
which a true freshman's going to do.
Yep.
But I think it's all depends on how he matures and then
Mhm.
his relationship is with his OC.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be throwing a lot next year.
Yeah.
So we'll just say that. But closest, my pick, you pick the Rams.
Mhm.
We'll get to you and who you pick. Mine is the Knicks. Here we go. Cap space, lure people in with the New York market.
Mhm.
Also, they're young. Look at who they have. Burke is coming up. They have Dotson there too, Damian Dotson. They have Ntilikina. Porzingis is somewhat still young. They have
Back from an ACL.
they have Robinson. They have a lot of young pieces that can. Tim Hardaway Jr. not that young, but he's still on the younger side. He's not like a Vince Carter, but they do have young pieces. They have a couple of draft picks, but New York has always been that team or the market to just pick up players. I think they're not the closest, but I think they are very close to becoming a
Yeah.
dynasty. they need their youth to evolve, and they need to sign 2 big all-stars.
Mhm.
I'm telling you right there, they're going to do it. Trade for Wall, and then you sign Kevin Durant. Boom.
That's it.
I'm right there.
Chiefs. Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, Watkins, Le'Veon Bell. We don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know. Even if they don't get Le'Veon Bell, even if they don't get Le'Veon Bell, let me just put these 2 things into perspective. Mahomes' arm, Hill's legs. As long as you have those 2, you got 50, 60,
Yeah, but
70
legs
yards
give
downfield.
out, man. Speed doesn't last for.
I don't like
Years
Lamar
and
Jackson.
years.
That's why they need to win now.
That's why I don't like Lamar
I don't think
Jackson.
they're winning now. Sammy Watkins being out, that's going to kill them. Getting rid of Kareem Hunt, that's going to kill them. Signing Kelvin Benjamin, he's not good at all.
Nope.
Kelsey, he's good. Hill, good. Offensive line, not good. Backup quarterback, I don't know who their backup
I don't
is.
even know. Just hope Mahomes doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
If either Kelsey or Hill gets injured, that team is officially done. Right now, they're in the hunt still.
Yeah, I can say that.
Right now, they're
They need
done.
Eric Berry back.
They're in the hunt.
They need Eric Berry back though. That defense is atrocious.
It's terrible.
Think about it, though. If they had Eric Berry, take away some of the big plays some offenses have had against them in games. Eric Berry shuts those down.
Yep.
He's easily top 3 safety in the league when
Yeah.
healthy.
Their backup's Chad Henne.
Chad
Henne,
Jeez.
Therefore, you should.
Yeah, no,
Mahomes
Mahomes
better
can't
not
get hurt.
The
No,
former
he
Jaguars
tears his ACL.
also.
He's got to play through it. Got to pull a Philip Rivers
Quarterback,
and play through
baby.
it.
Woo!
I mean, that's it.
Maybe had a chance to start his career. Didn't do it.
Well, I'm the only one with an NBA team. So I think the Knicks, they got draft picks, they got cash,
Yeah.
they have the assets. I'm going to say that. They have the assets and they have the youth to evolve.
Yeah, the only thing the Knicks have is money.
I think
And they don't do
Utah
anything
too.
with it.
Utah might surprise a lot.
All right, that's why LJ is there and we're here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we're going to move
moving on
there. We're going to move into the rundown. We are currently a little bit past 50 minutes. We like to hear feedback from you guys. Just different things you like about the podcast, especially what you don't like, so we could change it.
Absolutely everything.
Okay, so we're going to go into the rundown. Right now we have the Mariners actively trying to trade Kyle Seager. Possible suitors, maybe the Brewers, maybe the Mets.
Yeah.
If they get rid of Frazier. Another news on third baseman, Anthony Rendon wanting to sign an extension with the Nationals.
Mhm.
They need help on that offense a lot. The Broncos cornerback, Chris Harris Jr. happened a little bit earlier in the week, is out for the season with a fractured fibula. Team did not put him on IR. He could come back for the playoffs if they make it.
That division is that division, but that team this week, huge losses.
And the worst year to have it done when you have two of the top AFC teams in your division.
Yep.
With the Chiefs and
The Chargers.
Yeah, we know. Yeah,
Man,
Chargers
and the
fan
Broncos are right outside the playoff race, like right outside the wild
They
card.
really are.
Yeah.
But I think
Now losing
These injuries are
Harris-
killing them.
Harris, and then you added Sanders.
Because
That's just
you
terrible.
lost Sanders. The only thing they really have going for them on offense
traded away
is,
Demarius Thomas.
is Lindsey. That's the only thing they have going for them on offense.
He's not living up to his contract at all.
He's not
Keenum
good.
is
They
not
lost
special.
Hooverman to injury. The offensive line is pretty good. Defense is basically around Chubb and Von Miller. That's it.
Yeah.
Now losing Harris is
Top corner.
That's awful.
going to destroy them. Going back to other football players out for the year with injuries is Greg Olson out for the year.
Not a surprise.
He's an old man now.
Panthers have lost a couple in a row. Very indecisive
I
about
wouldn't
them.
be surprised if Greg Olson calls it a career here in the next, couple of years.
Hot take right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hot take. Put that in your notes so when we tweet about it, you'll know. AJ Green is out for the season. Big hit to my fantasy team.
Bengals season's done.
Not much for that
He
team,
and
man.
Andy Dalton are done. So,
Yeah, so
And they lost
Not much.
Tyler Eifert.
yeah, there's not much for them to play for anymore.
top tight end.
There's a team that should tank it out the rest of the season.
Yeah. Seattle is getting an NHL team.
That's big.
He's got some
That's
stuff
all
on
So
that.
that's huge. I think that fan base is going to be electric. I don't know if they're going to pull something like Vegas did in their first year, because I can't see Seattle getting a goalie like Marc-Andre Fleury in this player draft. But I definitely think they could win somewhere between 30, 40 games. And that just the Seattle atmosphere is huge. Just look at the Seahawks. That fan base was unbelievable.
I think they're going to have the craziest fan base in the
Oh yeah,
NHL.
no. And you put that in a dome, in a closed environment, forget it. That stadium is going to erupt.
It's crazy. You can add us on Open Table Sports and give us your thoughts on the Seattle team, what their names could be, players that could go to the team. Give us your thoughts on it. The Raiders have re-signed defensive end Coney Ely. They signed him earlier in the season, released him, and now he's back. They're a little bit indecisive on their players
Just
as well.
a little something to fill out the rest of the season. Just a player.
Yeah. And the Raiders also signed running back C.J. Anderson. He's now been on the Broncos and the Raiders in that division.
I like C.J. Anderson.
C.J. Anderson worked out for the Chiefs as well.
He's a solid running back. I mean, he had that big game winner against New England a couple years ago in the snow.
The Raiders signing him just seems like I don't know, unless they're doing it to rebuild for next year. But I mean, I don't see the Raiders.
No, there's no.
Them signing him. I think
No,
it's just
the Raiders-
another filler because
yeah.
obviously they're not going anywhere.
The Raiders
So-
aren't going nowhere next year. Nothing's going to happen until they get to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Landon Collins is out for the year with shoulder injury. He'll have surgery next week. Another big hit for the Giants. Cardinals have signed offensive tackle Joe Barksdale, formerly with my Chargers. 49ers long snapper Kyle Nelson suspended for 10 games for performance-enhancing drugs.
Might I add, first time I've ever heard of a long snapper like trying to get
Yeah.
better at their craft. I mean,
I'm
not saying it's easy to long snap a ball, but it's your only job.
Yeah.
I don't see why you
you're
need
not
to take
doing-
anything
Yeah.
to. I mean, I just found it.
I mean,
fun.
yes, they are important, but not that. Like you're not. You're out there for like 5-6 snaps a game.
Yeah, I hope you don't throw it over your player's head.
Yeah, that's all you got to worry about.
I wish I got paid to snap a ball and then walk off the field.
Yeah, pretty easy. But 10 games, that's a splicer. But the Bills released wide receivers Andre Holmes and Kelvin Benjamin. Updates on both of them. Benjamin worked out for the Chiefs and signed with them. The Broncos also claimed Holmes off of waivers. I don't think that's going to be a big hit for that offense.
No,
really.
but they need to do something.
It's
So,
depth.
He was
depth.
the only one out there, so they had to take him.
Big news coming out of the government. A former cornerback, Brandon Brown, is sentenced to 8 years in prison for attempted murder.
Super Bowl winning cornerback,
He played
Twice.
part of the Legion of Boom.
right? Seahawks and Patriots.
Yeah.
You got 2 rings, and then you go and
He
do
can wear
this.
those rings in federal prison.
Yeah, that'll be real attractive.
They'll shove him up his butt.
Yes.
He pleaded no contest.
On
and will
top of
be-
those things.
Yeah, and will be in a state prison. The Rockies have checked in with the Marlins on catcher JT Realmuto. That's a sleeper team for him,
Yeah.
like a real sleeper
He's a
team.
sleeper catcher, too.
Look, I mean,
He's really good. It's just that he's
good.
been on a bad team.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, who wants to be in the Marlins?
Because you let
It
both,
sounds
both,
like, give me
both
the
the
hell
New
out of
York
here.
teams are on the
Can
radar
you
for them.
imagine if they still had that Marlins team together? Ozuna,
Oh,
Stanton,
remember when they had Reyes,
Yelich.
too? When they first became the new Marlins?
Yeah,
They had Reyes as their shortstop.
Imagine if they
Yep.
still had that team.
yeah. That
Oh my
team,
god,
I honestly thought they were going to make the playoffs that year. And then
they would have the best outfield in the league right now if they still had Stanton,
Absolutely.
Ozuna, Yelich,
Yep.
and then
and now they're all gone.
Realmuto, and then if they kept Justin Bohr, oh my god,
That's
And
a
then-
beast. He just smacks them.
and then that bullpen.
They have pieces. They just don't put it together.
Hey, you just got to find all these young
Maybe
talents.
too much partying in Miami.
Yeah, you got to. Oh yeah, shoot that at me, but
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky will start on Sunday versus the Rams.
Willie.
He's a fully participating practice.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
the only chance they have to beat the Rams.
Well, I think he could have played last week against the Giants, but it was the Giants. So they
I honestly
didn't
think
worry
they
about
thought
it.
it was an easy win.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Rams, they actually won the NFC West
Yep, clinch that one
this
up.
past week.
Never seen
But
a team do it so quick.
yeah,
But see, I can't say they're the best team in the West convincingly. I think the Seahawks can give them a run. If the Seahawks beat the Rams in the playoffs, the Seahawks.
All I
if
gotta
the
say
Seahawks
is-
make it.
I mean, I think
All I
the
gotta
Seahawks
say,
can make
Seattle
it.
at home in the playoffs if they get there.
Well, no, Seattle
They're not
have a
gonna
home
be
game,
True.
but then again, Seattle lost by 2
see, that's how good
to
the
the
NFC is. Like you think, oh, Seattle, if they're home, no, they're not gonna have a
and
chance.
Seattle. I mean, Seattle. If they can just get a couple
The NFC
weapons
is a
for Russell
gauntlet.
Wilson.
Yeah, that's crazy.
NFC is a gauntlet. But the Bulls fire their head coach Fred Hoiberg.
I hope so.
Yeah. No.
5-19, something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Some weird news out of the UFC. Actress Halle Berry is working out with UFC star Chris Cyborg. I don't really understand that one.
That
I mean, it's
doesn't.
pretty random.
Yeah.
Also
News,
in,
I guess.
also in with combat sports, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury ended in a draw. It was a boring fight. Wasn't really worth the money. I'm really glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I just
Um,
stuck to the highlights afterwards.
The
Yeah.
It
Mets,
was free.
yeah, the Mets and Reds are highly interested in outfielder AJ Pollock.
Sleeper.
I mean,
Um,
who aren't the Mets interested in right
The Mets
now?
take anybody and everybody.
And then back with MLB news, Diamondbacks signed right-handed pitcher Merrill Kelly to a 2-year deal. Former Clemson quarterback Kelly Bryant will transfer to Missouri. The Phillies will now target starting pitcher Dallas Keuchel now that they missed out on Patrick Corbin. The Royals are targeting Billy Hamilton very hard. That's a sleeper pick and for that organization if they do get him. We talked about Valdi earlier.
Yeah.
Blue Jays starting pitchers Marcus Stroman and Aaron Sanchez are drawing a lot of trade interest from teams. I could see the Yankees as a viable trade spot.
Yeah, I think Stroman could kind of.
I don't want Aaron Sanchez. I'll take
Yeah,
Stroman.
no, I think Stroman could be a good, 4 or 5 pitcher for that rotation. Yeah.
I'll easily drop. Do you think this could happen? Gray for Stroman straight up.
I'm not gonna lie, those Stroman, yeah, he's a good pitcher, but he's been very inconsistent. I don't see much of a difference between those two guys.
Because
Well, hey, but change
Stroman's
the
a
scenery.
little better.
Because
Change the scenery.
with Gray,
Yeah.
he just he can't handle the New York spotlight. I think you
I
get him
think
to
Stroman
somewhere like
can.
Toronto.
Stroman's got, everybody knows this, and if you don't, I don't know how you don't. Stroman's got the biggest heart. He's come from nothing and made himself something.
Mhm.
He always talks about just having a heart and having a bigger heart than, yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just babbling on over here, but if you see Marcus Stroman and all of his quotes and everything he talks about, he's so motivational. The dude's what, 5'6"?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
at,
short.
at the tallest, and that's given him a few. I mean, he's made something of himself.
Mhm. So the LA Sparks hired former NBA guard Derek Fisher as their new head coach.
Derek Fisher.
A little bit odd. Emmanuel Sanders, as we said before, is out for the year with a torn Achilles. Teams that are now eliminated from playoff contention, the Jets, the Jaguars, the 49ers, and the Raiders. We'll be seeing about 5 other teams get eliminated from contention just Sunday. We might even get more than 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's how it all plays out.
Sunday's going to be crazy. A lot of people are going to be crying. A lot of people are going to be smiling. So, yeah, it's crazy. LeBron James says he wants Carmelo Anthony on the Lakers and thinks he can still contribute to an NBA team. But the front office says they have no interest in Carmelo.
Yeah, there's really no reason to have interest there.
Mm-hmm.
He'd definitely be a guy off the bench, and they barely use him. It's
so.
going to be
I think
very tough for Carmelo Anthony to get back
I
on
think
the
he's done.
roster. Yeah, he might end up calling
he
it.
really didn't show anything with the Rockets.
Give it a week. Carmelo's on the Lakers. LeBron's the new president of the Lakers.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. The Twins signed infielders Jonathan Schoop and Scoop.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to say it.
Yeah, whatever it is. He
Yeah.
used to be on the Brewers. I don't care. And Ronald Reyes, both on 1-year deals.
Yeah.
That could potentially be 2 big signings right there.
Scope doesn't really strike me. I mean, when he was with Baltimore,
He had some good years with Baltimore.
he did, but he
Yeah.
never hit over 300 for a season. He was always around. And it's not bad. 280, 290 is good, but the player everybody talks him up to be should be hitting 310 or higher. His defense is all right. He makes errors that I've seen here and there that are should be making as an MLB player. Kind of look like Kinsler in the World Series, making stupid plays. But and I don't think he did much for the Brewers really. So I don't think Scope is special.
I think Torres, I don't think he's an everyday starter.
No, he's a utility
He's a
guy.
great utility guy, though. Probably
Absolutely.
one of the best in the league for utility-wise.
He's the guy who
He's
just pops
real.
off the bench when you need him.
Nice small guy. He's great, good fielder. Good on the bases, smart.
Well, when he was with the Yankees, he was the 3rd-string catcher for them.
Yeah,
So he
he could play
I
anything.
did not even know that.
he was He had experience at catcher, and he was actually their 3rd-string.
Yeah, that's
Something crazy happened. But yeah.
Emergency catcher.
Talking about weird positions to end our podcast for today, Michael Brantley's agent has been telling teams he is willing to play first base, as well as Bryce Harper. He's been telling teams that
Yeah.
he's able to play first base and wants to, if the team and money is right.
Mhm.
A lot of people are projecting Bryce Harper to play first base for the New York Yankees.
Yankees could get anybody with the money they have, so I can see it coming true.
Again,
Greg Bird, who's Greg Bird?
it's just
Probably
the lack of pulling the trigger for the Yankees. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
They obviously have the money.
They have the money, they're just not using it right now.
But you're going to see a lot of more teams do that in the future. Look for players who could play different positions, move them out, DH, first base, whatever it may be. But that's it for today. Make sure you follow us on Open Table Sports, everything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like our page. You can follow each of us. You'll find our accounts on there. Have a good day. Thank you for listening.